Hi everyone, welcome to Learn Java with Sudan. Now I'm going to explain about data types in Java. Primarily, there are two kinds of data types in Java. One is primitive and the other one is non-primitive. Non-primitive data types are nothing but strings, arrays, classes that which we are going to create or which is already created by default in Java and interface also. Yeah, let me just format it. And primitive data types are subdivided into 8 types. I will list all those, and those are: one is integer, and second one is short, and third one is byte, and fourth one is long, and fifth one is char, and sixth one is boolean, and seventh one is float, and eighth one is double. Now I'm going to explain about each primitive data types sizes and their ranges. Let me just format and make the subheaders, and this is the data type name, and size. Here I will mention size, and here I'm going to mention the range, and I'm going to mention the default values of each data type also. Now for int, the size is 4 bytes, and the range is from -2 to the power of 31 to 2 to the power of 31 minus 1. You can calculate this by using calculator. Since it is a huge value, it will take more time, and uh, the screen will be also not enough for me, so I'm just ignoring to add it here. And the default value for the integer is 0. And short, the size of the short is 2 bytes, and the range is from -2 to the power of 15 to 2 to the power of 15 minus 1. And the default value for the short is same as int, it will be also 0. And the size of byte is 1 byte, and the range is from -2 to the power of 7 to 2 to the power of 7 minus 1. Since it is short, I'm just mentioning it here. It will be from -128 to +128, sorry, +127. And the default value for this is 0, same as short, long, sorry, same as int and short. And the size of long is 8 bytes, and the range is from minus 2 to the power of 63 to 2 to the power of 63 minus 1, and the default value will be 0 capital L, and for char the size is 2 bytes. Since it is byte, since it is char, we will not have the range. It will be an alphabet values. It may be 0, 1 or anything, and the default value for char is /u 4 zeros, which is null value in char. It will represent as 0, and for boolean the default value is false. And size is 1 byte. Boolean value size is 1 byte, and the default value will be false. And the size of float is 4 bytes, and the default value will be 0.0f, and the size of float will be 8 bytes, and the default value will be 0.0d. And for float the minimum value will be it will be something like plus or minus, plus or minus, and for float the minimum value will be 1.4 e245, and the maximum value is 3.4028235e38. This is the maximum value for the float, and for double it will be something like 4 point, minimum value is 4.9 e2 324, and it ranges from 4.9 to 324 as a minimum value, and the maximum value will be 1.7976931 17 e. This is the maximum value for double. Let me explain the same by running an example in IntelliJ. Let me open IntelliJ. I have already created a class called data types, and now let me explain about the data types in Java. Let me show you the difference between the variable declaration and initialization. This is the variable declaration, and initialization will be, it looks like something like this: a is equal to 10, and this is the variable a creation with data type int, and this is the initialization of variable a. Let me log this so you will get some idea. System dot out dot println a variable value is equal to a. Let me run the program. Yeah, here you can see the values. A variable value is equal to 10. In the same way, let me clarify again. This is the variable declaration part, and this is the initialization part. We can do that in a single line also. It will look something like, let me show it for float. Float b is equal to 1.4. Yeah, this is the declaration and initialization in a single line. So why the compiler is showing an error means, since it is a float, we need to specify f at the end. Now the error will resolve. I will add a comment also. We need to add f at the end and for float, and for double also, double d is equal to 2.3, sorry 2.4, and here also we need to specify d at the end. Let me copy the same comment and add it here. For double we need to add d at the end, and for long also in the same way we need to add l at the end. And it should be in caps. For float and double it should be in L, sorry, in cap small letters. For long it should be in capital letter. And for boolean s is equal to false. We can store only true or false in boolean data type. We cannot store any other values in it. If you give something like this, the compiler will throw an error. So we should give either true or false. And for byte, let's say it is h, we need to give the values within our range. As I said earlier, it should be between minus 128 to plus 127. If you give more than that, it will not work. See, the compile is showing an error. It is asking us to convert int, or it is asking to provide the byte value. If you make it as 128 now, the error will resolve. This is how it works. And for short, we need to give for all the data types, we need to give the values within the range only. Let's say s is equal to 67, and for char, I think s is already used. Let's make it as y. For char, let's use e is equal to, for in char we can store any literals, any special characters and alphabets and numbers. Let's say we can specify it as literals. We can store literals in char. And yeah, everything is completed. Let me log it, everything. Yeah, and b is float. Let me log it clearly. A is int, b is float, and d is double, and l is long, and s is boolean, and h is byte. And y is short, and e is char. Now let me run this program. Yeah, now here you can see all the values. A is 10 and it is int, and b is float, it is 1.4. Everything is logged correctly. You can cross check it. And s is true, and y is 67, and e is char, and it is 2. And let me show the default values for all the variables, sorry, data types. and let it be here, and let me remove the initialization of a variable. And here you can see the compiler is showing an error, saying that variable a might not have been initialized. To get the default value of a string, we need to string or any data types, we need to remove the assignment. So when we remove the assignment, if the variable is declared in a method, it is a local variable. So whenever we declare a local variable without assigning the values, we cannot use it. The compiler will not accept it. So for getting the default values, we need to declare the variable as global. If we move the variables from any methods to outside and inside a class, it will be considered as a global variable. Yeah, now we can access it, but still, okay, one second, let me, but still the compiler is showing an error, saying that variable a might has not been initialized. Since we have a local variable here, let me remove this, and even now it is unable to access variable a, since our method is static and the variable we declared is not static. So let me make this variable as static. Yeah, now you can see that we were able to access the error got resolved now. Let me do the same thing for all the variables also. Let me remove the initialization for all the variables. Yeah, let me make all the variables are static. Let me copy paste it. Yeah, I'm running the program now. Now we can see all the default values for all the data types. Yeah, for int 0, float 0.0, double 0.0, long 0, boolean false, byte 0, short 0, char 0. Sorry, char it is null value and null indicates 0 only. That is a special character actually. The special characters will be something like this, slash u0000 and slash. This indicates null in char. Yeah, this is about data types in Java. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.